Both our players now in the lower bracket round 7 were victorious already today, respectively against Hipposaur and against Neutron. And now they're facing each other again in the same matchup, Human versus Night Elf, which I think is really interesting nowadays. Lots of different variety, especially from the Night Elf side, in terms of first heroes, and very bombastic late game encounters with 2 base, 80 supply, Blizzard, Flame Strike, Bears, Fairy Dragons, Riflemen, Gyros. I've always been a big fan of this matchup, and that is still the same to this day. I think throughout the history of Warcraft, like the 15 years I've followed the game, I think this has been my favorite matchup on average across the years. Because this matchup has always been fun. Sometimes a little more, sometimes a little less. But it's always been pretty cool if you ask me. Our first map here is going to be Rivulet. HawK in the top right. Dise in the bottom left with the Keeper. Ancient of War at the natural. Can you creep the natural first? So we know you can creep this yellow camp first. And obviously this one. HawK does seem to want to fast expand in most games against Night Elf, but as we just saw a moment ago, we can also play a rifle push strategy, which was victorious against Neutron and kicked out the Russian Night Elf there. Okay, how is this gonna work? There's even a purge creep here against Treants. It's looking a little shaky. There's quite a bit of damage already on the Keeper and the Archer, but okay, I guess it works out. Cloak of Shadows here for him. AM took the more simple approach, just take the first camp, get the circlet, and then move on to the expansion after. But of course the great thing here for Dise is he clears out the natural right away. He's gonna get level 2. And then he can expand if he wants to. Oh wow, tier 1 expansion. That's really rare to see from Night Elf nowadays. Okay.
Players' forces are under attack.
So I think HawK hasn't scouted the expo yet, but scouting with the footy and seeing that there's no tech, and there's more wisps being made as well, is definitely pretty suspicious. HawK with really good items here at the beginning, getting to level 2.6, but is still missing a bit more for that level 3. Dise playing very passively so far. Just trying to get his own expansion going, just creeping up himself on his side of the map. He's got great items himself. Is that? I think it's not quite level 3, is it? Needs one more wisp. It's really hard to find kills against Dise. His reaction time is so quick. Usually he will always either save the wisp or at least detonate it. Now we have the two heroes meeting at the shop. And HawK in fact steals the thingy away. Telestaff. Water Elemental being fed away. HawK needs only one Treant here to get the level up. But actually the Water Elemental was denied to the creeps. With Night Elf tech halfway through, HawK should be starting his own tech here pretty soon. He's got his own expo up, he's got a tower. Oh my god, the Treants expire and he doesn't get level 3. Are you serious? Feels bad, man. I'm pretty surprised that we don't see this camp being crept much yet. For experience, this camp seems really good. It's not the biggest item. It's only like Wand of Illusion here. Sentry wards in this case. But yeah, that's gonna be level 3. Oh, Oh, no, not quite level 3. Keeper needs one more. And this took Dise a lot of moon juice here to supply this Keeper with mana. The expansion, though, will be finished in a second. Dise wants to snipe just one footy. And seems like he should get it. Big lasted here with the Watch Elemental. Oh, nice deny. Very well done by HawK. He even pump faked it a little bit. Dise wants to get the Elemental at least.
Town is under siege.
And that's it. Finally level 3. But the Entangled is done already. HawK was hoping to cancel the tree, or at least the Entangled, but he's too late for either of them. And now with level 2 Entangle, as we have seen so often before, the footies are going to have a very tough time. And we have the Demon Hunter coming once again. I feel like just 2 weeks ago I mostly saw Keeper and Panda. But now it seems like the meta has shifted towards Demon Hunter again, apparently. Whether it's Demon or Panda, Blood Mage second is going to be very good for the human against both those options. Oh, there's a pretty cool lightning ship creep here. Oh. Only one tree and summon. That's always a little bit feels bad, man. But with 4 archers, this is easily enough creepable for the Demon Hunter. You want to level up as quickly as you can. As a tier 3 is coming for Dise, I think Dise is getting into a pretty good late game position here. He's got a lot of gold income now. Would perhaps like to have a Shredder as well. Although, there's been a lot less greedy Shredder purchases recently, I've noticed. Like, just half a year ago or so, so many fast expansion players would be going for a Shredder, or mid-game expansion players. But there's been a realization that Shredders are really expensive. 375 gold. Which is oftentimes an investment you don't want to make. Plus, of course, here in this case, the labs aren't cleared yet, which may have perhaps a little bit more to do with it. 2 Dryads, abolish, and then I imagine we're going to see some bears coming up soon after. Armor upgrades already. And speaking of Shredder and lumber, HawK needs a lot more lumber. Classic human problem, having not much lumber to use. Oh, it's only 4 lumber peasants at the expo. It seems a little low. Now we have more coming. Seems like that was a macro mistake by HawK here. Let's get the first lumber upgrade already. Second one coming in, newly available nowadays, earlier on the new patch. And the Keeper's still looking for pickoffs. Oh, whoops. Agent of War a little overeager. Especially on new maps, of course. It's very hard to get the feeling right of how far your Agent of Wars can go before getting attacked by the creeps. Blood Mage doing a decent job here with the Siphon. But some Dryads going down, some Archers going down. Footies. This is a pretty bloody exchange over here. Big item here still up for grabs. It's like Pendant of Energy kind of items. And HawK's gonna have to TP here to survive with his AM. Very nice little attack here by Dise. He can steal this camp away now if he wants. Trying to pressure into the main would probably be a little too ambitious. Or you could take out some peasants, which is especially effective right now as HawK's lumber was looking rough. But now the lumber's looking okay. For tier 3, it would still be really hard to pull that off. But HawK nowadays hardly ever plays tier 3 anymore, only tier 2. And that was in fact Demon Hunter level 3, and this camp can still be stolen.
Player's forces are under attack.
Quick level 4 here for the keeper. And if Dise plays dual hero only, ultimates are not out of the question. Keeper certainly has started falling off here, with more and more priests becoming available for HawK, but if he makes it to Tranquility, that can still make all the difference in the world. Bears coming, we had... Wait a minute, did we have... Ah, there it is. Ancient of Wind for Fairy Dragons. Fairy Dragons extremely strong nowadays, especially against human. It's going to be up for the human to have a proper answer to fairies. Some humans like to play mostly rifles against Fairy Dragons, but especially when there's no panda involved, gyros can also be really good. At the moment we only have mortar teams. And I feel like that was one of the biggest strengths of playing Keeper and Panda, was that you already had the answer to gyros ready with a Breath of Fire. And by the way, it is Flame Strike this time, so it's going to be Blizzard, Flame Strike here. At some point, we're going to see a Tome of Retraining for HawK. But Dise is certainly looking strong, fairly strong already. Double level 4 heroes. Bears, Dryad army is ready with some fairies. Now the only thing he's missing is upgrades. Going for more and more upgrades right here. He had the Wisp count to make sure he didn't need a Shredder. Especially here at the Expo, tons of wisps. Both finding Khadgar's Pipe, only helpful for the Night Elf. And indeed, for Bears, Khadgar's Pipe is amazing. Attack into the base, gonna trigger the TP. Is HawK gonna be ballsy TPing here? No. He's gonna be very careful, which is the more prudent thing to do. Supply-wise, we're very even. Usually where the human starts turning it around in his favor again is when he reaches double level 5 for Blizzard and Flame Strike level 3, which does tons of damage. And is really hard to play against with Bears. Now as we're moving to 3 bases, might be a decent time for Dise to finally go for that Shredder. It was scouted right away, though. Good flare. HawK knows what's going on. And we do have a couple of gyros starting to come in. Just 1 or 2 gyros can also be really great just to have vision above the trees, because fairies sometimes stand above the trees. Oh my god, the AM. Scary moment. Was in quite deep right there. It's only level 1 Siphon at the moment, right? Yeah, only level 1 Siphon, so this Demon Hunter has plenty of mana still left, but it's level 2 Flame Strike, and we see the damage right away. Fairy Dragon's taken out. No more mana flare anymore. Invo Potion used on the Demon Hunter as well. It seems like sooner or later Dise will have to TP out of this. But at the moment he's still got a supply lead. Flame Strike again doing a bit of friendly fire, but not too much. Invo Potion on the Demon gonna be over soon. One more Dryad gonna go down, and a Bear as well. And Dise definitely lost quite something here towards the end. Back in the main, he's gonna have plenty of Moon Juice to use. He's got Wellspring upgrade already. And 2-2 upgrades on the Bears. Against Rifles with 1-0 only. But he did find earlier the Illyria's Flute. And it's a lot about heal scrolls here in these kinds of games. And this was valuable experience for HawK. He's close to level 5 AM, he's close to level 4 Blood Mage, both of which are really big level ups. Blood Mage, a very weak early hero, very weak on level 1 and 2. But scales crazy strong. Like Blood Mage level 10 might be the best hero in the game. And Archmage level 10 is also crazy. Of course we're not going to see level 10s here, but level 6s might be in the cards. Thank you Sean DeWolf with 100 bits. Says I'm just hanging out... Wait, hanging on for the dream of Big Orange Bird. Yeah man, that's another cool thing with this strategy. We've been seeing a decent amount of Phoenixes in this matchup nowadays. Absolutely not impossible.
The player's forces are under attack.
Shouldn't he be making cannon towers down here? I wonder. Then again, maybe you want to have something against fairies. And of course with this army you have to kite all the time. You slow on the bears, kite backwards, but the danger is fairy dragons might ruin your day with Mana Flare form. I think there haven't been enough fairies by Dise. He's only had 2 max moving into these fights. And the gyros are doing a good job. As I said, if there's a panda out, these gyros would have it very hard. But as there's no panda, it's a lot easier. Oh, the Blood Mage in huge trouble. Heal Scroll used. Trying to transfer something. Oh, can't save him. There was no invul on the Blood Mage, and now we see the Mana Flare damage. But more fairies taken out once again. HawK does not have the money for a Tavern Revive. Absolutely not. Oh wait, he still doesn't have Blizzard. I didn't even realize. He was over at the shop earlier, but maybe he felt didn't have the resources. Oh, this is starting to look desperate here pretty soon. 55 supply against 80 supply now. And these casters definitely taking a beating from the fairies. HawK is going to call for the GG. And Dise going to take this lead. Once again, looked decent for HawK for a while. And again, it's the hero kill that really catapults him. Well, not forward, but rather behind, I guess, in this case. Yeah, not going into Flamestrike, into Blizzard, excuse me. Not retraining. Very weird. That Tome of Retraining is only 200 gold nowadays. He definitely could have afforded it. He was standing at the shop there for a while. And if you combine that AoE, that can make a huge difference. But Dise also with the really clean early game, playing something that we don't see too much. Currently on the top level, which is go for a tier 1 expo. Normally Night Elf always goes for a quick tier 2 tech to get the second tier out fast and then maybe counter expand on the way to tier 2. But here Dise cleared out the natural, went for the expo right away. And now we're gonna have the next map. Alright, loser's choice here for the map pick. And it's going to be Shallow Grave from HawK. And considering what we just saw against Neutron, I wouldn't be too surprised to see a rifle push here once again. Dise leading 1-0. Dise already in DreamHack Summer looked quite good. He didn't quite make it to the playoffs, but certainly showed the European Warcraft world that he is here to stay. And I think he is one of the most talented, promising young players in Europe. And he does have the lead here. Let's see if he can 2-0 it out or if HawK can bring it back. As we go to Shallow Grave. The newest edition of the War 3 Champions map pool. We're gonna have a normal Altar of Elders again. I feel like Dise almost always plays Keeper first. He's not really the Warden kind of player against human. He does play a Beastmaster every now and then, but he certainly appears to be most comfortable with a Keeper. And there he is again. Was considered quite a while ago now, like 1.5 years ago. Was considered to be a weak hero, and at some point in the game just become useless because of Dispel. That was after he first got the big nerfs. But then players realized you can play the Keeper as a tempo hero. Really leverage his early game strength, not to win the game right away, but either to pressure an expansion, or get up your own expansion, or just get good levels, find pickoffs, and move into the mid game with a bit of a lead. And that is how many strategies nowadays work for Night Elf. Except for Night Elf Mirror, in fact, it's pretty much always the way it is. Play the Keeper, get ahead, and play from a leading position, and then properly find the late game transitions to make up for the Keeper's weakness in the late game.
A player's forces are under attack.
I've been seeing so many Rings of Regen on a Keeper. Are we gonna have that again? Ring of Protection, of course, I mean. No. Okay, great items here for both of them to start with. Circlet and Claws.
A player's forces are under attack.
I'm still not too familiar with the level 3 creep route here. I think that was a Detonate, right? Yeah. Oh, and the Detonate, in fact, killed a Water Elemental, so Keeper got level 2. But HawK this time is going for the Expo creep. He's not going to be getting harassed. And Dise, again, with his Wisp Scouting, always on point. Classic Crystal Ball find here for HawK. And it's a lot of mana on the Keeper. Dise going in deep with his Keeper and Archer. Quick reactions to save the Archer, as always, by Dise. Solid movement, takes out the first peasants. And there should be quite a few peasants going down. Oh, but actually HawK gets the surround in the back. If he uses the Treants, though, he might be able to get out. Force of Nature is cooling down. Ooh, oh my god, look at that. Force of Nature used, he gets out of the surround, but just for a moment. He is still stuck. Both players playing this really well. Reacting very nicely to each other. Keeper thinking if he should use the Entangle here as well, but not going to be worth it. That was quite a few peasants going down. Actually, these two will be saved, but could be dying still here before too long. Another replenishment potion. Oof, so nice. Doesn't have to use completely all of the moon juice. Can keep some of it still. And with that, the Keeper will be level 3 here pretty soon. This could be a great game for a Naga second for Dise. Naga second, keep finding kills, make HawK's life difficult, tech to tier 3 behind, and then play with a huge experience lead. And find more and more pickoffs while expanding at some point. Oh, did you see him? It was nighttime. I think he's himself not sure whether he saw the Keeper. Oh, and there's no tower here yet. But there's almost an instant surround. Oh my god, there's actually a surround. But there's also Cloak of Shadows, sometimes useful, now very useful in fact. And the Crystal Ball is useful as well. Well, wouldn't you know it. Very nice defense by HawK. If he doesn't get the surround here, this could have been very painful. And we have the tech starting. Versus tech finished on Dice's side. Demon second again. Alright. Alright, alright, alright. No Panda anymore. Maybe against Panda, Alchemist is very strong. Maybe. Oh, the AM might not be able to make it out of this base without a TP. Yep, he's stuck. And that TP being gone could be pretty painful later. So So with the TP force and the AM far away, this is where we oftentimes would see the natural being crept. But not yet. Water elementals always scouting. And HawK is usually really good at finding tiny weaknesses to exploit while he has pretty much no map control. These footies can't do that much because they're gonna get killed off by Entangle one after the next when the Keeper finds them. But the Keeper hasn't found them. There's a tower at the expansion, so that one is pretty safe. That's great footman movement. HawK saw that the Ancient of War isn't in position at the natural, and he's in fact splitting his forces. Telestaff coming in, trying to protect these archers. One of mana stealing found, not the greatest item, but good experience for Dise regardless. And the AM is just pressuring the Ancient of War, interesting. I wonder if he roots it. Can't that be an easy save? Oh, lots of multitasking required here on both sides. This would not be a good situation for me. Keeper was finding some more kills, but not too many. And the footies are chasing the archers. And here perhaps the first mistake by Dise, not being close enough around his archers to protect them against the footies. And this is what I mean. HawK always gets something done with these footies, always able to slow down the opponent. Of course, the footman will die, given enough time, but the Demon Hunter is slowed down significantly. Hardly any archers died so far. Oh, it's going to be a big detonate here. Oh. Starts the shop, okay. Never mind. Is there tier 3 coming? Yes, okay. Tier 3 is close to finished. Did cost quite a few footmen in the end. Demon God level 2. He's probably gonna sell this item here, the one of Mana Steal, for a good amount of gold. But HawK has landed on tier 2. He's got the Blood Mage coming, double Sanctum, or rifles. I think it's pretty important to go for double Sanctum, because you're gonna need that Dispel. Excuse me. Dispel! Very, very soon. Boots on the AM, by the way. I'm not sure yet whether I like them on the Blood Mage or not. It is pretty good to get him into the right position, use the Siphon, then get somewhat out of position and move him back again. It's also kind of expensive though. Demon Hunter creeping at the Merchant. Gonna get level 3 here. Sold the big item, was not happy with what he found. Or does the Keeper have it? No. Ooh, Demon Hunter. Up here for HawK we have the big healing potion. Very good. Especially to protect that Blood Mage. Keeper shows up trying to be annoying, but doesn't have that much mana. Not really too much he can do here. And here we have them, the priests coming in.
A player's forces are under attack.
That rifle is very stuck. Got the first couple of bears with master training, so double rejuve and bear form at the ready. Demon Hunter not really putting out any damage, kind of running around aimlessly. Needs to make sure he's gonna have the time here to just lay out the right clicks because he's got the Orb of Venom. There's a TP which may have to be used. Not necessarily, okay. Dise gets away with everything. Everything pretty hurt. Would love to have a heal scroll maybe as well. There's a shop up here, but perhaps a little too ballsy right now to creep this. HawK uses Revelation, sees no expansion, and is happy to see that because he knows he has all the time in the world to just build a big army and go creeping, honestly. And Dise seems to be in serious trouble here. Biggest problem for Dise, I think, was he didn't have enough scouts out on the map, which usually he always does. What he needed to do was, once he had Keeper 3, he needed to find the footies right away and take him out quickly, get full map control, and then counter-expand. But here now, he's caught in a very tough position. And Dise is just losing more and more. Killing some units in return as well, but he lost the Dryads. He might be starting to lose some Bears. Flame Strike! And this is definitely going to be the equalizer. Gotta say, I'm not the biggest fan of Demon second against Human. Of course, against Undead, you desperately need it. But I feel like against Human, Panda looks better. To me. Great reveal again here by HawK. Wait a minute. Does he still have the crystal ball? Oh my god, guys. HawK kept the crystal ball the whole game. This truly is the most revolutionary of times. It's gonna be Blood Mage 3 here as well. Maybe? Oh, it's close. So close. Dise doesn't want to give up yet. He, I think, believes still in the strength of his heroes. And he does have a second orb now. Maybe that is part of the reason for Demon over Panda. Panda being a bad orb carrier. But, yeah, I really don't think this Demon looks too good. I think I would even prefer to see a Naga second. Of course, I'm a huge fan of Keeper, Naga, Demon. I think that's the best combo you can have in the late game. But of course, it's hard to make work, right? When there's not too many creeps around, trying to make sure you get all the items and stuff. All the levels, I mean. Definitely still not entirely clear what the best hero combo you should go for is. The Blood Mage nowadays for Human is certainly looking very good. And there's another thing about the Naga second. Blood Mage doesn't work well against Naga. Keeper got level 5. Hood of Cunning versus Medallion of Courage. Certainly the better item there for the Blood Mage. And HawK is just creeping around the outskirts. I think we're going to see a push real soon. In fact, the boys have been called. Dise trying it with a counterattack, trying to outmaneuver now his opponent. That's going to take a lot of damage in the meantime in the main. We've got 3 mortar teams, 2 attack upgrades. Alright, wait a minute. We're going to be in a weird position here if HawK lets this Town Hall fall. And I think he has to do it now. He has to give it up. Okay, so it's going to be a base raise, ladies and gentlemen. Which might be a good idea by Dise. Because, oh, the Town Hall to keep does go down. He calculated well. Look at that Flame Strike, though. Oh my god. Hitting the entire army. And, you know, HawK hardly has any front lines, so it's really not easy to kite this correctly, but he's just got so much more. He's got such a big army. So much bigger than the opponents. About to get Blood Mage 4, which is the powerful level up for him. Heal wards in the back, why not? And the Demon Hunter, once he's slowed down, he just looks like a trash hero, the Demon Hunter. I think. Siphon mana all over the place, and yeah, Dise is gonna have to give up map 2. Which is going to lead us to Decision map 3 again. We've had a lot of close series here, really cool, in this No Smoking Cup number 3. There it is. GG. 1-1. And now we're going to go onto Dice's loser map. Which I'm not sure what it is. So far today, we have not seen Marienburg yet, which seems to be getting vetoed the most by the players. There used to be an issue with visibility, because there's some fog on Marienburg if your zoom is really, really high. But they also fixed that pretty quickly. But the choice will be Frostfire, not Marienburg. And here earlier we saw Neutron winning his map against HawK, where HawK's early was a little too painful, and the hold later on against tier 3 was a little too hard. Where Neutron didn't try to counter-expand at all, but just look for the tier 3 timing, which can still be really good. And in that tier 3 timing, like the first time you get to 50 supply, and you have somewhat small armies still, I guess there the Demon Hunters may be better than the Panda. But the later it goes, especially when it comes to gyros against fairies, the Panda, I think, looks just a lot better, but we'll see. We'll see what we get here, and I can tell you already, this we're gonna have a spicy opening. Thank you, Gold Easel, with a 38-month resub. HawK in the bottom left. Dise in the top right. With an Ancient of War right next to the Merc Camp. Okay, what do we have here? Tuskar Healer. That's the smallest creep. Heal and Abolish Magic. Okay, so that's basically exactly the same as Shadow Priest. Ice Troll Berserker, which is basically the same as the normal Berserker. And then 300 gold for Dragonspawn Warrior. Melee unit with evasion. But it's going to take forever until that one becomes available. This is the same timing as Mud Golem. And also the same timing for Unbroken Dark Weaver. Which is a melee unit with 320 gold, so very expensive. Can cast Unholy Frenzy. We've seen that once before from Sheik. Was a cool idea. Oh wait, he did win that game, right? Yeah, he did win that game against HawK, but that was kind of HawK throwing, to be fair. And it's right next to the tavern as well. That's pretty cool. Alright, HawK scouts this. And now, he's never seen this situation before on this map. What's he going to do now? Is he going to be aggressive? Playing level 1 aggressive AM is kind of weird, but sometimes you gotta do it. Felbor here, by the way. Dice's Wisp Scouting, as always, impeccable. He did detonate, that's important right there. And HawK is gonna play this aggressively. Okay. Alrighty, let's go. Rock Golem is throwing the boulders. And Dise is gonna hire the Tuskar Healer. More HP than a Shadow Priest, but also melee unit. Oh, and he's getting sniped by the creeps right away. Oh no! That Tuskar didn't do too much. He got off one Dispel against the Water Elemental. Oh my god, that's so weird. HawK is teching already. Dude, these Skeleton Marksmen with a slow are no joke. Ay ay ay. The archers over here only have fire arrows, so I think they're a little easier. Well, it did look cool. And he got the big item, Ankh, which is one of the most unthankful items here. No tech coming yet for Dise. He does have the lumber now. Does he really want to trigger that Ankh already? Seems like yes. Alright. Tech has started now for Dise as well. So one thing that the Beastmaster is certainly very good against is a rifle push. Ancient of War goes down. Very, very interesting indeed. Early shop coming for Dise. Is he gonna make a new Ancient of War? Not yet. Footies also took plenty of damage here. Honestly, the AM got lots of experience already, considering he didn't creep anything at the beginning. He's finally gonna get his level 2 here now. Which Dise got as well. Oh man, he's so low HP though. Oh my god. Oh my god. Jesus. That Beastmaster living life on the edge. HawK with an early shot now, nicely healing everything up. He's got the rifles coming. Might be going for a Tavern Hero push here. Look at the reaction time on Dise, isn't that crazy? He's so fast with those wisps always. Still no second hero for HawK. Oh, Beastmaster stuck, but Cloak of Shadows is available. Oh, more mercs for Dise. Another Tuskar healer, which again is getting slowed by the creeps. Oh no! Ay ay ay. There's a Troll Berserker as well here, but the footies have to fend. Alright, Naga coming in. Shouldn't HawK just play his own Naga right now? He's going Mountain King this time. Alright. Alrighty. Dude, these frost arrows from the marksman. Pretty rough. The Beastmaster's cutting it really close. Ooh, the MK is now here. Trying to save the Naga with the TP. Oh, last second she goes down. Which honestly might have been better. At least now she doesn't take up Moon Juice. But Dise is in serious trouble. Oh boy. I am now gonna get level 3. And by the way, in just a moment, the Dark Weaver becomes available. HawK is super broke though. Can't really afford these expensive mercenaries. Alright, he's calling the boys. He's calling the boys. Here we go. Usually the Beastmaster is strong against the Rifle Bush. Especially with the Bash Bear. But, oh, this is not starting off well. Oh, the Berserker is dead. Archer killed as well. Next Berserker could be falling here in just a second. And the Priest heal for the sustain here is wonderful. Oh, there it is. Stonebolt. Focus. Berserker dead. MK level 2 already. Oh, boy. And I think this might be the end. I have no idea where these skeleton warriors are coming from. But now they're going to retreat again. Dise is trying his best, but he doesn't have much left. He has to defend this also without bears. Only tier 2. Getting all the mercs. Dise is trying really everything. But he loses the Naga again. And he's going to lose the Beastmaster here as well with the Stonebolt. Bash. Kill. And that is GG. Dise is out. And HawK makes it through.